I'm Craig Lee.
I'm Robb McGee.
And this is Real Talk with Robb and Craig on Thursday, the 20th of May, 2021. And today, Robb, we're talking about?
Well, we've had a lot of people asking about market indicators and the impact that it's having on interest rates. As everybody knows, we've talked about this really since the start of the new year. Interest rates have been climbing. The climb has been relatively gradual, but then there were, is he making faces?
Yes.
Then there were, I've got a serious topic.
It is very
serious. The climb has been gradual, but there were a couple of months where the climb was fast and it moved really a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's happening again right now. We're seeing the rates moving up, upward trend. We've expected that. We've warned everybody that that's coming. But I wanted to talk a little bit about why that's happening. The most important factor.
Why?
You know what? That's a great question, and I'm going to tell everybody right now. Well, every once in a while, he just gets in a mood. So he feels a little rambunctious. Anyway, so here's the key thing that's applying pressure on rates going up is inflation. And we've talked about this a little bit this year. You see it. Craig, where do you always talk about?
Gas prices.
You notice it when you're filling up your car or truck. It costs more to fill that tank.
Lumber.
Lumber is up 400% year over year increase. Now that's just about unheard of. And we had somebody telling us why that happened. Craig, elaborate on that a little bit.
Who told us that?
Was it Brad?
It was Brad.
Our coach, Brad Roach.
So shout out to Brad Roach. It's because they shut down the sawmills or whatever.
During COVID.
What are they called? Sawmill?
Yeah, the sawmills and the lumber production facilities.
Is that a sawmill?
Basically.
I don't know. I'm asking. But so what you're saying is there's still trees. They still have wood.
Yeah.
But somebody has allowed them to price gouge.
It's supply and demand. And what happened is they shut down the sawmills during COVID. They laid all their workers off, and they thought, well, if I've got to shut down, I'll just shut down completely and save the payroll. So what happened there is it interrupted the normal chain of supply. And when everybody comes back out of COVID and they want to do an improvement to their house, or builders are like, hey, we're allowed to work again, we want to build a house, the producers and the suppliers of lumber don't have it to sell. So the little bit that they do have is going for way more money now. And that will correct itself. We're not going to see these prices remain here. We're going to see them come back down. I don't know that we'll see them back down at pre-COVID prices because,
why?
Well, I think that the lumber producers have gotten a taste of this profit margin. They kind of like it.
Which, if you go back 11, or well, really, I guess it's 14 years, the government stepped in and said that loan officers can only make so much money.
That's right.
No other industry that I know of.
None in this country.
Will they dictate how much money you can make for a service?
How much you can make and how you're paid.
Yeah.
It was dictated.
Go back 30 years.
Industry.
Sorry, I had to talk over you. 30 years when home loans were 10%, and that, you know what? The banks were bursting at the seams. Mm-hmm. That's all money that they're making.
Yeah.
So anyway, it bothers me because we're in an industry.
You pay more when this is happening. So we do everything we can to keep our rates low. We negotiate very well. Our company, Gold Financial Services, negotiates with our investors, and we are able to keep our rates low. I think we're staying lower than the market, than the average. Mm-hmm. But our rates are climbing just like everybody's. A rising tide lifts all ships, right? Everybody's rates are climbing, and it is mostly due to inflationary pressure. We're coming out of the pandemic. Everybody's seeing loosening of guidelines on masks and social gatherings.
We were just in Costco. A lady talked to us, didn't have a mask on.
That's right.
So I slapped her.
We had no choice. So, but you're just starting to see that we're coming out of that pandemic period. Rates were pushed low by the uncertainty of the pandemic. Now we're coming out of that. The market is feeling a little bit more certain of its future. That's causing rates to rise, and inflation is rising. And one of the ways the Federal Reserve controls inflation is by raising interest rates. So if they're concerned about inflation getting out of hand, one of the things they're going to do is address their policy on the par or prime rate, and that's going to trickle into all rates across the board, from house loans to auto loans to credit card rates. So
as you're saying this, and as a consumer, you're telling me that the cost is going up to build a house.
Yes.
The interest rate is going to be up.
Yes.
So those people that were looking at $700,000 or $800,000 homes could be the ones that are affected. In addition to that, next week you'll hear about another little stinky thing that's happening here in Washington.
We're going to have a special guest. Ryan Stuber with P&W Insurance is going to be here. Hey, Ryan. He'll be here next week talking about a big change in Washington State on how insurance policies are issued for your home and what determines the cost for that insurance. So we'll be talking about that next week. But I wanted to say this. So interest rates are going up. Inflation is pushing them up. It's giving that pressure. We're probably going to see that continue for the remainder of this year. But don't forget, rates are still historically low. Don't think, if you didn't refinance and you should have last year, you have not missed your chance. Rates are still low and you can save some money. And also, one of the things we are seeing with the valuation in the Pacific Northwest, home values are high. It may be a good time to access some equity if you've thought about doing a cash out refinance, because your home value has gone up. I promise you, if you've been in your home for more than 2 years, you've got equity available that you could take advantage of to pay off higher interest credit cards, do a home improvement, pay off an auto loan, or just go on vacation. You could choose what you want to do with that money. Rates are low, and this could be a good time to take advantage of it.
As a consolidation debt, we've done this for a few people. Their new payment, paying off all their debt, is still lower than their old payment was.
Yeah.
And so if you were 5s or even higher, you're gonna see a huge improvement on your.
Well, we have a file right now, and I won't say who it is, but we're helping a client right now who's paying off. Lana, how many credit cards are we paying off on that file?
Like 17.
17 cards. Debt had just gotten out of control for them. We are accessing equity in the home, paying off all of those cards. They're going to save $2,000 a month in monthly bills.
That's huge.
It's going to change their life. So, and the interest rates are good, and things are so much better. So if you're in a situation like that, or maybe not that severe, but if you're thinking, I feel like I'm drowning sometimes, we can help address some of that debt. So, and you have not missed your opportunity for good interest rates.
VA, we just locked a couple this week at 2.875.
Yeah.
So rates are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Please like and share this video.
Oh yeah.
Also,
this is our new air freshener. We just had a new batch. Thank you, Pat, from DPI Print. We ordered these from her.
Pat.
They're vanilla bean scented. And Craig and I were talking, anybody who wants one, all you have to do is put in the comments at the bottom here, I want an air freshener. We'll private message you for your address. We'll send you one. No charge.
Also, go to www.realtalk.mortgage. It takes you right to the Lee McGee YouTube channel. You've got a year's worth, and it's about right out of here.
Yeah.
When we started this thing, it was last May, and you'll get to see a few other videos that we posted on there, kind of personal things, a couple commercials, good stuff.
Yeah.
You're welcome to call us anytime if you just have a question. You just want to see if maybe it is a good time to refinance or pull cash out or whatever.
Or if you have a question about interest rates and what they're doing, call us. We love talking to you.
We do. Also, I'm going to ask for a prayer for my wife. She has a little surgery, a little outpatient surgery today, but anybody that take a moment to wish her the best. I'm Craig Lee.
I'm Robb McGee.
And that's Real Talk with Robb and Craig.